Welcome to the podcast, brother. Stop Crying Poser, greatest podcast known to man as voted by Day Day, Fletcher, Golden, Irie, iBook Boy, Quaint, iBook Boy, Love My Toe, Cooey, Drumbocus, Peridot, Saturn, Satrib, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis Antetokounmpo. What the? We do this podcast every single Friday right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Kind of not so much an eventful week, but the show must go on anyways. If you guys were watching my stream last night, had a unusual, it's not unusual for me to go out and play pool, but I usually would not stream on a Thursday. By the way, we stream here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle, maybe like 5 days a week. So follow if you're watching this on iTunes or YouTube or whatever. Anyways, went out last night to the bar, played some pool with my friends, went undefeated, kind of rare for me. 4 wins, 0 losses. Every game was filmed. You guys could see my mastery of the game of pool. So it was fun to get out of the house. But other than that, not a super eventful week as far as going out. I'm kind of doing this thing where I want to save a little bit of money. Going out to the bar, it's not a huge waste of money because typically I'm drinking for free as long as I'm gambling. $20. If I spend $20, I'm usually going to get like 3 free beers anyways. And then after that, pay a little bit. But I kind of been in this zone where I want to stay home, stream, not throw money away. So a lot of the fun topics that I come up with for our weekly podcast involves going out and seeing things and doing things. And there was not a lot of seeing or doing in my life this week. Speaking of streaming, I streamed my skate session on Tuesday where I skated a ditch where I hit a tail slide. I basically did a whole 5-minute video where all I did was tail slides, which is kind of funny because I love doing tail slides on like a slanted bank. But if I'm skating transition, and especially if I'm skating a rail or a ledge, I never ever do tail slides. Maybe that's something I should spend more time doing. More used to having my weight on my front foot, which would be my nose sliding foot. But fun session doing that. I imagine you guys maybe enjoy seeing the behind the scenes of me going out and filming. And although it's not super interactive like we are typically on our late night Twitch streams, it's fun. I would imagine it's fun for you guys to see me failing and seeing some of the things that come up. For example, the lighting. If the sun goes down, I have to go to my camera. I have to change everything. If the sun comes up, I have to go back to the camera, change everything. So I figure maybe some of you guys like the behind the scenes. Also on the topic of skating, you guys know my second Instagram, Steve Hates Skating. I talk about it a lot here on the podcast. I talk a lot about how I think skating should be, I guess, and how I think the culture has kind of pussified itself. And something kind of fun happened. I posted a video of a really well-known pro skater, TJ Rogers, where he dragged his hand on the ground, which is one of the things I complain about. If you're skateboarding and you have control over the skateboard, you shouldn't be accidentally dragging your toes on the ground, your hands on the ground. For people that have high standards for themselves in skating, if you land a trick like that, it doesn't actually count. So you would go back and do it again just to prove to yourself that you're worthy of holding yourselves to a certain standard. Anyways, there were a lot of people in the comments that were, I guess, offended on behalf of TJ Rogers, which we had a similar incident happen weeks ago with Chris Jocelyn, where I made some jokes about Chris Jocelyn. The comments got offended on behalf of him, saying, "You can't talk shit about him. You can't criticize him. He's a pro skater. You'll never be as good as him. Even if he lands sloppy, I just pretend it didn't happen, and I close my eyes, and I just..." I guess there's some like toxic positivity around skating. But with that incident, Chris Jocelyn himself actually thought the video was funny. And then Colin McKay reached out and we did a Plan B skateboard giveaway. We gave away 2 pro model skateboard decks just to prove that pro skaters are not as big of pussies as everyone in the comments believes. Also, I get a big kick out of all the tattletales on Instagram now. If I make a video about a pro skater and I say, hey, this guy sucks, he should skate better. You know, he should clean up his tricks so that he looks like an actual professional skateboarder. Anyways, the point is that if the pro skaters aren't crying, oh yeah, we were talking about tattletales. I'll make a joke about a pro skater and then the comments will be like, hey, Chris Jocelyn, did you see this? I hope you realize there's a guy talking about you. I just wanted to let you know. I just want to let you know that there's a guy talking about you. So maybe you'll notice me and follow me if I tattletale every day of my life. In school, I specifically remember one moment, and this was before first grade. And I remember I tattled on somebody. I went and told the kindergarten teacher that somebody stole the soccer ball or something. And the teacher said, you know what? You can't just tell on everybody all the time. Okay? And then, I don't know, how old are you in kindergarten? Like fucking 9 or something? 9-year-old me decided from that moment on, I wasn't going to be a little tattletale. Yet, I guess that kindergarten teacher must have retired because all internet skateboarders now are fucking crybaby tattletales. And I wonder if they think that they're going to get some type of like bonus points or some like social credit, some currency now that they've tattletaled enough, they get a free meal at Subway or something. I don't get that. Just another example of skateboarders being complete fucking pussies. Anyways, TJ Rogers sent me a DM and he said, I knew you were going to laugh at that. And he said, we actually left that in because we thought it would make you laugh. And then I wrote back, I'm glad you understand the jokes. And the whole purpose of this is to make people laugh. I mean, there's kind of like a side quest where I do actually want skateboarders to be motivated enough to try to challenge themselves a little bit more, you know? Every time you go out there, if skateboarding happens to be your passion, I want you to try to challenge yourself every day to be better at it, you know, to strive to achieve something maybe you one day thought you could never do. But also, I want to make people laugh. And TJ Rogers said, I thought it was hilarious. And then he said, have a great weekend. So for anyone out there who's still fucking crying like a little baby, I want you to know that these skateboarders that are risking their lives jumping down stairs and giant handrails, I want you to know that little silly Instagram videos don't hurt their feelings. I know you guys want to be offended on behalf of them, but I want everyone out there to know, if you happen to be one of those people on Instagram, I want you to know that those pro skaters that are breaking their arms and legs, jumping down death-defying stair sets, you know, in the face of fear, I want you to know that little Instagram videos don't hurt their feelings. I just want everyone to know that if Instagram really is hurting your feelings that bad, I want you to take the phone, turn it upside down, close your eyes, maybe unfollow. I just one of those weekly rants that I go on where I lose faith in the next generation of, I hope it's only skateboarders. I pray to God that the rest of the world is not following suit. I imagine that maybe there's like a pussy spider that went around and bit all the skateboarders or something. And maybe it spreads at the skate park or something through kissing, maybe. And now everyone's a pussy. I hope that it's not expanding to like BMX or any other like sports hobbies that kids may have. I imagine I only see the skateboarding half of it, so I'm just hoping that it's not spreading. Last week, I asked you guys to give me some musical advice, what CDs I should listen to, and I've burned a couple of CDs, and I'm kind of enjoying them. I did want to point out, though, that I burned a Mac Miller CD, and for the amount of millions of comments and articles and just general people talking about how good Mac Miller is, I fucking listened to the CD. It was complete garbage trash. I feel like I was listening to a baby complaining and bitching about everything with a speech impediment. And it was, I kind of get like emo rap. I'm kind of okay with it. You know, I come from the era where like Atmosphere was the biggest thing ever. But yeah, I got this Mac Miller CD. It's called Swimming, and it was complete fucking garbage. And I got through it one time. It wasn't worth listening to again. And now currently, I have a Kanye CD that I think is gonna last more than a day. Maybe you guys are not fans of Kanye as a person, but the music is pretty good. Then again, when it comes to music, everyone has their own thing that they like. I like to pretend that I can listen to anything. I like to pretend that I'm really outgoing and like my mind is pretty open to things, and maybe not like death metal or like techno, but I typically say like, oh, I can listen to anything other than that. But I put this Mac Miller CD on and it fucking sucked balls. Maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe I just had to be there, or maybe I accidentally got like the worst CD he's ever made. But either way, whoever recommended that one, the CD Swimming sucks. And I know that he's dead. I don't want to be talking shit about a dead guy. But the music, it was not my cup of tea. What else has been going on? Food. I've been cooking all week. I tried to make American Alfredo. I recently found out that actual authentic Italian Alfredo is completely different than what Americans call Alfredo. So I gave it a shot. Tried to make the American version twice. The first one was kind of fucked up. My cheese separated because I was cooking on too high of heat. The second time I made it, I think I didn't reduce the cream enough. So it's a pretty simple thing to make, but it's something I haven't made a lot of. And I'm realizing now how much I fucking suck at it. But next week we'll try again, and eventually we will get it perfect, and I'll post pictures in the Discord. So, been doing that. Also, I have my mind set. Maybe not this weekend, but maybe next week. We're going to go for birria egg rolls. So it's kind of like a flavored, sort of like pulled beef. You guys ever make like a pot roast? It's kind of like a pot roast, but it has like Mexican flavors. I'm going to try and make that. Throw in some Mexican cheese, like the Mexican string cheese, mozzarella. I think it's Oaxaca cheese. I got to go look it up. But wrap the cheese up. Okay, here's my thought process. You guys can let me know if you think it's going to fail. Cook the birria, put all the spices in it, all the ground up dry peppers, and then strain it. And then I think I'm going to let it get cold in the fridge, and then the next day, once it's cold, throw the birria into the egg roll, then throw the cheese in the egg roll, then roll it up, and then kind of shallow fry it, turning it occasionally. And I think we might be onto something. We might actually be changing the face of the world. I was considering maybe doing really long, skinny carrots, just because I think most egg rolls have something crunchy inside of it. It might be cabbage or carrots, or might be some other type of vegetable. I don't think there's any reason to put cabbage in for the birria egg roll, but I'm thinking possibly we could put like long skinny carrots in. But then I thought about that. The long skinny carrots, I don't know if those generally would go with a melting cheese. So maybe we'll try a little bit of everything. Carrots are cheap enough. I'll keep you guys updated. And also, I always try to plug the stream. Typically I cook on Mondays on stream. So if you guys want to see the possibility of the birria egg roll coming together, or maybe you guys aren't familiar, birria is like, it's slow cooked beef, usually like a chuck roast or like a really tough, shitty cut of meat. And then you pull it apart and then you put it into a taco with some broth and cheese, and then it becomes crispy, and then you dip it into the broth. So if you're not familiar, you guys can type it in on YouTube. If you're a usual, like regular viewer of my stream, I already know that you guys know, because we watch so many cooking videos on here. I did not invent this idea, the birria egg roll. A friend of mine said they serve it at a Mexican fusion place down the street. Then I typed it in on YouTube, and of course, who do you think came up? Fat ass Matty Matheson, one of my favorite guys to watch. Not only because he's pretty good at cooking, but he's also completely fucking disgusting. And I think it's a nice change from, the usual Guy Fieri's and Gordon Ramsay's. It's kind of funny to see a guy fucking drop butter onto his balls and grab raw chicken and then just touch everything in the kitchen. It's both disgusting, but it's also refreshing that he's found a way to stand out in the game of cooking. So definitely gonna check that out, probably on stream as well. How long we been going? 15 minutes. This fucking podcast is flying by already. I try to always make it about 45 minutes. I don't think we're gonna make it that far today, but I will be giving out a free pack of Ninja Lifestyle stickers to whoever answers this question correctly. And sometimes I say this is only for people in America, but I got some international stamps a couple weeks ago, so anyone can enter. So if you want to refresh your stream, make sure you don't have any lag. And first person to answer this question correctly will be the winner. The question is, who is credited with inventing the light bulb? Who is credited with inventing the light bulb? Also, quick reminder, there's only one podcast in the entire fucking world that gives away free gifts to viewers every single week. We're on episode number, 350 probably? That means for 350 weeks in a row, nonstop, I've been giving away free shit to the viewers because I appreciate you guys more than Joe Rogan. He fucking hates you all. All right. Satrib says Edison. That is correct. We're doing it Jeopardy style. All you have to do is say the last name. Brolando says Ben Franklin. You are in timeout. iBookBoy also got it right. Satrib, after the podcast, send me a DM with your information, and I will get these stickers sent to you on Monday. What else has been going on? I showed some friends from out of town. I showed them around Fremont Street, which is our tourist district, the other day. And while I was streaming a few days ago, I wrote this down. Tex has a little side hustle where he's been building websites for small businesses. And I got this idea. I have a lot of fun being a tour guide for Fremont Street, Las Vegas. It's our tourist area. I know every inch of that area. I know every piece of food they serve. I know all the back rooms. I know all the secret ways to get on the roof to get a nice photo opportunity. I know all the hipster bars. I know all the secret rooms. I know the speakeasies. I know the passwords. I know all the bums. I know where to find the good spot to shit on the wall. I know where to get drinks where they'll light it on fire for you. I know the best steakhouses. I know everything. I know all the fun little things you can do for if you just got married or something. I know the video game spots. I know where you can go play pool. I know every fucking inch. And I really enjoy showing people around. And I even have little tidbits of knowledge of each place. This place is built in this long. Oh, and in the back room here, you can see a piece of the actual Berlin Wall that was shipped here from Berlin. I know a place where you can take a picture next to $1 million, like photo op kind of thing. I know areas where just all the best photo ops and food and fun things you can do. If you've never been to Las Vegas, I know how all the gambling games work. I mean, we could go play an easy game like blackjack, or we could go play a complicated game like Pai Gow. I am Mr. Las Vegas. So my idea was to have Tex, and Tex also knows a lot about this area, to have Tex build a website for local tour guide, where for a small sum of money, for the cheapest, I'm talking like pennies on the dollar, I will be your tour guide. If you are not from Las Vegas, I will show you where to go. I will give you the ins and outs of Fremont. I will save you some money. I'll be there with you every step of the way. Teach you how to gamble, teach you how to have fun, teach you how to avoid the big, the traps, right? There's a lot of shit that kind of traps you where they overcharge you for certain things. For a small fee, I will guide you through that section of Las Vegas. And my idea was to have Tex build us a website, get business cards, do the whole thing, man. I think it's a really good idea. And I can't quite put it into words like how built for this idea I am. I can't think of anything more perfect for me to do It also helps that most of what I do for my current job is all done from home, so I can always shift my schedule around. The only problem is some tourist people like to wake up early, so maybe we could even do like, Tex could do like the early shift if somebody's coming in from, who knows, Texas, fucking another country, Canada maybe, China, showing all the Chinese people. They probably already know how to play all the card games, but I'm just saying, it's a brilliant idea, and I'm sharing it with you guys so that I can kind of speak it into existence, because I think it would be really fun. And for anyone who's currently following me on Twitch, you guys get a special discount. I haven't thought of prices yet. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at all the other people that offer a similar service, and I'm just going to charge half because I really have fun doing this shit. And I think it's a good idea. I kind of want to just put it out there in the world, manifest it, and also tell you guys so that you guys can hype me up and tell me that it sounds like a good idea. So that's something I randomly, drunkenly thought of the other day, and I wrote it down, and I'm happy that I remembered it, because as soon as I end this podcast, I still haven't pitched the idea to Tex yet, but I know he's going to be down. I can already see it. I can already see him lighting up when with excitement when I tell him this idea. So yeah, I can't quite put into words like what I'm describing for you guys, because a lot of you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But the area of Las Vegas called Fremont Street, it can be really overwhelming. I mean, there's probably 1,000 different attractions you can do. Maybe not 1,000, but certainly over 500. So if you're only there for one night, you need me. You need someone like me to sift through all the bullshit so that I can find the perfect fun things that you can do. Because you could be in that part of Las Vegas. You could be there for a week and you still wouldn't see everything, because there's some stuff that kind of, I don't want to be one of those guys, but it's kind of, there's a lot of locals only shit. There's some stuff that only the locals know about, and you'd have to go on Reddit to find out this shit. But now you know me, and I'll show you the way, the Tao. So yeah, cool idea. I'm happy that you guys are hyped on it. Also, yeah, another idea. I could film the whole thing. I could film your experience, and then you could go back home to Australia and be like, oh, I had a great time. And they'd be like, oh, cool, I wish I could have been there. And they'd be like, oh, well, I actually have a fully edited fucking vlog with music and photo. Man, it's just it's a great idea. That's really all I have for topics today. We only made it 25 minutes. What have I been watching? Well, I'm trying to get through Stranger Things for the second time, and I'm on this season where these fucking kids are like under the mall hunting like Russian people, and my God, the first time I watched it, I feel like it was kind of shitty. The second time watching it, it's twice as shitty. All right, season 1, beautiful, wonderful. Season 2, still decent. Current season, I don't know which one I'm on. Whenever they're under the mall, it fucking sucks balls. I can't wait for it to be over. And also, I'm kind of weirded out that I feel like that show has been around for like 10 years. So we're watching a show about a bunch of kids in fucking high school, but half of them are in their 30s by now. So I don't know how they're gonna play the part of a fucking child when they all have beards and shit now. So we'll see how that goes when the new season comes out. Anyways, can I get a oh hell yeah from everyone that chose to tune in? I'm sorry for the short podcast, but I base a lot of these stories off of what's happening in my life, and currently there's not a whole lot happening in my life. So I try to stretch these topics out as long as I can stretch them, but you can't get a lot out of a little all the time. So extra big shout out to Kowski, Satri, Brolando, iBookBoy, Fletcher, Day Day, Cooey, iBookBoy, Kowski. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out. If you missed the beginning of the podcast, you can catch the repeat on Sunday. It comes out on Sunday on iTunes, on Podbean, on Spotify, on YouTube. Anywhere where you can find a podcast, you can find this podcast. Extra big shout out to iBookBoy for resubscribing to my channel for 56 months. 56 months in a row. I don't know how many years that is, but it's quite a few years. I know not everyone can afford to donate money or subscribe. That's fine. You guys don't have to give me money, although you should. It would be great. But you can still support the podcast by simply telling a friend. Tell your neighbor, tell your coworker, tell your cousin about this awesome podcast that you heard about, Stop Crying Poser. Because I say this all the time. This is the longest running failure I've had on my channel. And we're going to keep it going for a while, at least, until I get really annoyed with this. If anything, it's taught me how to speak for long periods of time while not actually saying anything, which is it's a talent that few people have. Anyways, I hope everyone is having a great weekend. Be safe out there. The stream will continue, but as far as the actual podcast, that is all I have for you guys today. As I always say, don't drink too much and don't drink too little.
TJ, hey, TJ, it's me, some random kid. I just want you to know that someone's talking about you. Okay.